Welcome to CivilizationX. Depression is usually diagnosed after suffering is visible, but sleep, speech, and mobility often shift weeks earlier. The World Health Organization estimates about 280 million people live with depression worldwide. In the United States, 21.0 million adults and 5.0 million adolescents experienced a major depressive episode in 2021. Now, models are scanning voice recordings, phone behavior, wearables, text, and health records for weak precursors across time. In 2024, the FDA cleared Ellipsis Health's voice-based screening app for depression and anxiety in adults. The claim is narrow and testable. AI may detect trajectory shifts before self-report, but screening, diagnosis, and treatment are not the same system. Depression is still diagnosed mostly through questionnaires and clinical interviews after symptoms become functionally significant. That makes detection reactive by design. But mood disorders alter measurable systems: circadian timing, autonomic regulation, speech motor output, movement radius, social interaction frequency, typing cadence, and language structure. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus put it plainly: there is no health without mental health. Voice models do not infer sadness from intuition. They measure acoustic variables: flatter prosody, lower vocal energy, slower speech rate, longer pauses, and spectral changes in the waveform itself. Passive sensing extends that logic. A 2020 JMIR mHealth and UHealth review found recurring digital features linked with depressive symptoms: reduced mobility, lower location variance, disrupted sleep, and altered phone interaction patterns. A 2022 NPJ Digital Medicine review found smartphones and wearables can capture proxies for depressive change: sleep duration, mobility, sociability, and phone use. But many studies were small and lacked external validation. Multimodal systems widen the search space by combining audio, text, wearable streams, and longitudinal records into a risk score built from deviation from personal baseline, not just population averages. That is where the engineering gets harder. As John Torres warns, digital mental health tools must be evidence-based, safe, and equitable. Nikolaos Koutsouliris makes the clinical bar stricter. Utility depends on generalizability, interpretability, and prospective validation. The warning is familiar from adjacent fields. A 2018 World Psychiatry meta-analysis found psychiatric prediction models built on neuroimaging often look strong in small datasets, then struggled with reproducibility and real-world generalization. So what does AI achieve now? Not autonomous diagnosis. The strongest near-term use is risk stratification and screening, flagging trajectories that may justify clinician follow-up before a major episode intensifies. But base rates matter. If prevalence in a screened population were 1%, and a model had 99% specificity across 1 million people, about 10,000 false positives could still appear alongside roughly 10,000 true detections. The next decade is about privacy-preserving, on-device models that learn individualized baselines, trigger high-confidence alerts, and keep clinicians in the loop. As Jukka-Pekka Anala argues, validation and privacy protection are essential before deployment. The anomaly remains stark. By the time depression is visible, the measurable drift may already be old news inside the data. CivilizationX tracks the systems that can read those early signals, and the engineering limits that decide whether they should. The constraint is real. The data exists. Whether the systems built around it can act on it at scale, that is the next engineering problem. Stay with CivilizationX.